It's not surprising that Yugoslav wars had impact on interethnic marriages in the region. Some people online claimed that interethnic marriages completely disappeared. The truth is that their numbers shrank, but they never disappeared. For this video, I'm using the 2010 paper called Ethnically Mixed Marriages in the Area of Former Yugoslavia, 1970-2005, by Croat scholar Snježana Mrđin. The paper is written in Croatian, but Croatian and Serbian are like British English and American English, so I had no problem reading it. Mrđin is interested in the years 1990-2005, but she starts with 1970 in order to explain the situation with interethnic or mixed marriages. What are the problems Mrđin faced? Since 2001, Slovenia does not keep records about mixed marriages. This is particularly interesting because Slovenia is becoming more ethnically diverse. Slovenia is a country with low birth rates and has to import workers. People from Bosnia, Serbia, North Macedonia are moving to Slovenia in search of better life. Slovenia is a small country with just 2 million people, so ethnic changes can happen quickly. Mrđin says that Slovenia stopped recording mixed marriages because a huge number of people refuse to disclose their ethnicity. Bosnia has no records for 1991-1995 due to war. Province Kosovo has no data after 1997. Kosovo Albanians used to boycott population census while Serbs were in charge. Now Kosovo Serbs boycott population census while Albanians are in charge. As a result, we have no information about mixed marriages. When we talk about 1950-1990 period, the number of mixed marriages was rising but not dramatically. They went from 8.6% in 1950 to 13.5% in 1990. Ironically, Yugoslavia had the highest number of mixed marriages, 13.5% in the year 1990, when things went downhill. This means that the rise of mixed marriages did not save Yugoslavia from falling apart. Some think Yugoslavia would have survived if the number of mixed marriages was much higher than 13.5%. Mrđin says that the number of mixed marriages went down from 13.5% to 9.4% in 1996. This can be seen as a direct result of the wars. The numbers never recovered. In 2005, the number of mixed marriages stood at 9%. That's still higher than 8.6% in 1950. Province Vojvodina in Serbia used to have the highest percentage of mixed marriages in Yugoslavia, 25%. But this is a result of Vojvodina being very ethnically diverse. The number of mixed marriages in Vojvodina fell from 25% to 22.4% in 2005. Many ethnic Serbs from Croatia and Bosnia moved to Vojvodina as a result of the wars. Some Croats moved from Vojvodina to Croatia as a result of the wars. Some Hungarians from Vojvodina moved to Hungary because Hungary joined EU in 2004. As a result, Vojvodina is slightly less ethnically diverse than before. That's why the number of mixed marriages dropped. The number of mixed marriages in Montenegro was higher than Yugoslav average and continued to rise despite the wars. In 2002, Montenegro had the highest number of mixed marriages, 21%. Mrđin says this is a result of the changes in numbers of Montenegrins and Serbs in Montenegro. The number of Montenegrins went from 61.9% in 1991 to 43.4% in 2003. The number of Serbs in Montenegro rose from 9% in 1991 to 32% in 2003. By the way, there was no mass Serb migration to Montenegro. People in Montenegro simply switched their ethnicity. The West has gender fluidity and the Balkans has ethnic fluidity. People change their ethnicity for various reasons. Thanks to DNA tests, we know that Balkan nations mixed all the time. There is no blood purity in the Balkans. This means that some Montenegrins are descendants of Serbs, Croats, Illyrians, Vikings. Far-right Montenegrins claim that real Serbs died out and that current Serbs, in fact, have Montenegrin origin. Basically, they say that Montenegrins aren't Serbs, but Serbs are Montenegrins. I believe that people have right to declare however they want. Mrđan writes that it's hard to say how many heterogeneous marriages there really are due to changes in ethnicity in Montenegro. If you believe that Serbs and Montenegrins are the same people, then marriages between Serbs and Montenegrins aren't interethnic. The sharpest drop in interethnic marriages happened in Croatia. They went from 19% in 1990 to 9% in 1993. In 2002, the number was only 5%. Mrđan says this is a result of ethnic changes in Croatia. Croatia became less diverse. The number of Croats in Croatia rose from 78% in 1991 to almost 90% in 2001. The number of Serbs in Croatia dropped from 12% in 1991 to 4% in 2001. A huge number of Serbs left Croatia in 1995 due to the war. Most of them never returned home. The number of Serbs in Croatia, 1991, 581,000, 2001, 201,000, 2011, 186,000, 2021, 123,000. It's not surprising that the number of mixed marriages dropped. Mrđan says that number of mixed marriages in Serbia varied between 10% and 14%. In central Serbia, there were only 6% mixed marriages. But central Serbia is less diverse than Vojvodina in the north. It's logical they have less interethnic marriages. There was some controversy about marriages between Serb men and brides from Albania. Some Serb villages don't have enough women, so they had to import brides. Serb women leave villages and move to towns in search of better life. Albanian women from extremely poor villages in Albania moved to Serbia in search of better life. Neither far-right Serbs nor Albanians were happy about this situation. Far-right Serbs don't like mixing with Albanians. Far-right Albanians claim this is conspiracy to steal Albanian women in order to reduce the number of Albanians. Without enough Albanian women, Albanian men will be forced to marry non-Albanians and thus pollute their blood purity. That's how evil Serbs will eradicate Albanians. Sarcasm. In reality, the number of Serb-Albanian marriages is very low. This data comes from paper Interethnic Marriages Among Antagonistic Nations, Positive Media Discourse about Albanian Women and Serbian Men by a group of Serb scholars. According to the Statistical Office of the Republic of Serbia, in 2017, the total of 503 Albanian brides concluded marriages in Serbia, 448 with Albanians, 89.1% all in southern Serbia, 36 with Serbs and 19 with other ethnic groups in Serbia. On the other hand, only 15 marriages were concluded between Albanian men and Serbian women, 7 in Vojvodina region, 4 in Belgrade. Out of 35 marriages of Albanian brides in the region of Šumadija and western Serbia, 33 marriages were concluded with Serbian grooms. In short, 36 Serb men married Albanian women in 2017. So Serb and Albanian far-right shouldn't worry about ethnic changes. Mrđan says that the number of interethnic marriages in Bosnia was 5% in 1996, immediately after the war. After 1998, the number rose to 7%. Interestingly, Bosnia never had a huge number of interethnic marriages. Yugoslav media in Tito's time used to focus on interethnic marriages and present them as if they were common. Bosnia has complicated ethnic structure and people were not keen on mixing. Bosnia has 3 major ethnic groups: Bosnian Muslims, Bosnian Serbs and Bosnian Croats. During Yugoslavia, Bosnian Serbs moved to Serbia and Bosnian Croats moved to Croatia. This led to ethnic changes in Bosnia. In 1953, Bosnian Serbs were the biggest ethnic group in Bosnia, with 44% of the population. In 1971, Bosnian Muslims became the biggest ethnic group in Bosnia, with 39% of the population. According to the last population census in 2013, Bosnian Muslims have 50%, Bosnian Serbs 30%, and Bosnian Croats 15%. On the other hand, Slovenia saw a significant rise in interethnic marriages, according to Mrđan. There were 10% mixed marriages in 1990. In 1996, there were only 6.5% of mixed marriages due to war and anti-Yugoslav sentiment. But in 2001, the number rose to 16%. I would say this is a result of migrations to Slovenia. Province Kosovo always had lowest numbers of interethnic marriages. In 1953, Kosovo had almost 65% Albanian population. Serbs made 23%. Kosovo became less diverse over time. In 1991, Kosovo had 81% Albanians and almost 10% Serbs. Serbs say they were harassed and bullied to leave Kosovo. Albanians claim this isn't true. In fact, Albanians claim they were the ones who were harassed and bullied to leave. But numbers tell otherwise. Number of Albanians in Kosovo, 1953, 524,000. 1991, 1,596,000. Their number tripled in less than 40 years. Many Serbs and other non-Albanians left Kosovo in 1999 due to the war. In 2024, Albanians made almost 92% of Kosovo population. It's not surprising that the number of interethnic marriages is low. Mrđan writes that North Macedonia had between 6% and 7.5% mixed marriages. Officially, Albanians make 25% of the population in North Macedonia. Albanians claim their number is closer to 33% or a third of the population. Mrđan states that ethnic majority groups closed after 1990. Croats in Croatia, Serbs in Serbia, Macedonians in North Macedonia are less likely to conclude interethnic marriages now than they were before. According to Mrđan, Montenegrins are the most open group to interethnic marriages. Women from former Yugoslavia are less likely to enter interethnic marriage, while men are more likely to do so. The exceptions are Slovenian women, who are more likely to enter interethnic marriage than Slovenian men. Albanian women are the least likely to enter interethnic marriage, only 3%. Mrđan says that there are more interethnic marriages between similar ethnic groups. Serbs conclude more interethnic marriages with Montenegrins and Macedonians than with Bosnian Muslims and Albanians. I was surprised to learn that the number of marriages between Serbs and Croats is the same as before the war. Mrđan says that marriages between Serbs and Croats only dropped during 1992-1997 period and then went back to the same level as before the war. What do I think? Due to ethnic fluidity and artificial construct of eth-Yugoslavs, I think we will never know the exact number of interethnic marriages. There is also a rise in common law unions, which means not all interethnic relationships are registered. There is also a rise in number of children born outside the marriage. I went to school with a girl who was half Serb and half Jewish. Her parents had a short fling during summer holidays, created a baby, and never married. This means that the number of interethnic mixing is higher than the number of official marriages. Also, we have to remember that some families are more open to mixing. Famous actress Mira Furlan appeared in American TV shows Lost and Babylon 5, had extremely mixed origin with Croats, Jews, Serbs and Slovenes as her ancestors. No wonder she declared as Yugoslav.